So yeah, welcome to Tribal Council, the fourth Tribal
What?
Council of Spellbound Survivor
Oh
Dungeon
my
Crawler.
God.
So I mean this as a general one. Um, so anyone can answer this. You can raise your hands, and I may call on one of you to elaborate. Are any of you guys surprised you guys are here tonight?
No.
No,
No.
not Brian. Why
I
not?
think,
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Kevin.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think like from the second the challenge ended, from then
Like,
till now, we've kind of just been operating on the fact that like, yeah, we're probably going to tribal. Like 7 incorrect is kind of hard to come back from, and like I think it was a long shot to like think that okay, hypothetically, a tribe could maybe get like 8 or 9 incorrect, or maybe they could have taken longer on some of them than we did. But I think ultimately like it just kind of made sense. So I'm not too shocked. I'm not thrilled. Obviously, I don't love to be here, but it was bound to happen at some point.
Brian, my next question goes to you. So it's like there's still an air of like maybe we don't go to
Yeah,
tribal council. So it's like there's technically the two other tribes could have prepared or not prepared for absolutely no reason. Like they did not have to go to tribal council. They did not have to vote people off, and they're strategizing and playing for a round that just never happened. So it's like, how did you manage that balance of like I do want to prepare myself in case we do go, but I don't want to
yeah,
play a bit too hard if the event that we don't. Like, how do you balance that?
yeah. I mean, for me, like there is a relief you get when you win a challenge and you know it, but you should always be like connecting and like playing the game in some capacity, even if you know you're safe. So I don't think this round just had more for me. I'm a very anxious person, so I just had more anxiety in general. I also just like to know. It's nice to know if you won or lost. So that was a very kind twist. I really appreciate that. Um, but yeah, for me, this was just more about like connecting with people in a new way. I've told everyone this here, but the other game I played, I went to like every single tribal council, so this is like already a brand new game for me.
Yes, so Nam, my next question goes to you. Like kind of Brian kind of mentioned earlier, like this is your first tribal council you're attending, period. Some people have already had to preemptively like test their bonds and kind of like get their game mode on. So like I argue like, oh, there might be like some mental advantage to having to play the game, 3 or 4 days in as opposed to having to play the game, almost we're on day 14. It's been 2 weeks, and this is the first time you actually have to vote somebody off. So it's like, how does it feel now you finally have like you're finally in danger for the first time?
I think that like for the most part, we've been like just trying to build like social bonds. And so like, yes, there's the anxiety of like you're testing those bonds, but there's also the relief of like day 14 is not when we started playing the game. Like, even though we didn't have to test all that, this isn't the first day that we were like thinking about what it might look like if we had to eventually go to tribal. So it's not new. Like, I think the only difference is like now we have had a swap. And so it's like reevaluating everything and like what potential new relationships are there on this tribe? What potential new relationships are forming on other tribes? And like, how can we move forward efficiently? But we started thinking about that the minute the swap happened, as opposed to 6 minutes ago when we found out we had tribal council.
And my next thing goes to J1. But before it's a question, it's actually an apology. J1, I'm sorry that you both had to go to tribal council during the public thing and the dark thing. I apologize. It wasn't targeted at you. I'm very sorry to hear that. But question, because of course this has been unleashed on everyone. Like this is not a disadvantage just specific to one tribe. It is an overarching twist that's been unleashed by one of the players, that everybody is affected by in some way, shape, or form. Like, has there been talks of like hoping like I hope somebody else like just like the mania that may ensue on these other tribes who are still dealing with the consequences of somebody else in the game. Like any talks of that?
Um, I guess there's been kind of like a few talks just to like about the twist that's happened and like how it might have happened or like things like that. I have my own theory. I still think I have my own theory. I shared it with a few people here. So yeah, there's kind of been talks on that. And yeah, I only heard the last part of your question. So that's why I kind of stopped talking.
I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm cool with that. But
That's
just
it.
next question goes to Kevin here. There's at least Jay wants confessing that there's like a theory that he has as to what might come into the future of this game. Like, has there been any for him? It was like discussions of like, is there been talks of like what consequences other tribes might like see just by having to deal with the public vote in the dark round. But my question to you is, has there been any speculation on any like impending twists?
I
Like,
mean, if you look at the calendar on Sunday, it says important dates. And oh my God, if you look at the calendar a few days back on, fucking whenever this was Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday, Tuesday, whenever it was, it said important date. So pretty safe bet. There's like something on the way, merge, something on the periphery of that. I could definitely see that being a possibility. So, it's Survivor. You kind of have to plan for every possible scenario in that way. And I think, you guys giving us that calendar gives us all the time to ruminate that much more and speculate all our crazy and wild theories. So to answer your question, Jacob, yes, I think we definitely have been speculating.
has there been, Brian, my next question to you, has there been like speculation that's very pointed? Like, is everybody under the impression that the important day means something and everyone kind of agrees, like, oh yeah, this is what this means?
Um, like one of them's merge.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're all pretty confident that one of the important days is merge, but you have that there's another one. There's a super important day and there's an important day. So I don't know how everyone I feel the super important day is the merge and the important day is something fun that we're all going to enjoy and it's not going to affect our games at all.
Oh yeah.
So
Where's the coup d'etat hamster wheel?
yeah.
Brian's an optimist.
this whole day I was like we could have maybe we won. You never know.
Who's about to get Rachel Riley out of the game?
Meanwhile, I was over here like, I feel like I know we're going to tribal, so I just really hope the other tribes have no idea and are stressed
Yeah.
out. Like we kind of know we're fine. We can
It's
prepare
nice
for
that
it.
it's nice that we all got the same amount of stress.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
they didn't get a break. So
Yeah.
that's good.
All right, so my next question, my penultimate question before we get into like the rapid fire questions of Tribal Council goes to Sanam. If you had to describe this round as an animal that we may have had you act out during charades, what animal would it be and why?
A llama because it's confusing and nobody gets
Of
it.
course. I was like, please don't say llama. Haunts my nightmares for the rest of my life, probably, honestly.
I usually don't ask for elaboration, but like I kind of want to hear more about this lava
Okay,
comparison.
so for most of the animals, like somebody understood, and we were like, we like even if the person guessing didn't guess, like it was like kind of somebody kind of figured out what was going on. Like at one point for Bear, Brian acted out the entirety of Goldilocks. And while like some people weren't getting it, some of us were like dying laughing. And like it's just if you can read that person's acting, like I get it. I don't think it's any like particular thing to blame. But when we had llama, the acting was this because we were like, how do you act out a llama? And like I don't think I could have done any better. But I wrote down my guesses for every single other animal. I fully thought that the person was acting out a snail because like eyeballs or something. And I was like, well, it's not a no. I said slug because the snail would have had a shell. I never got remotely close to llama. I also did not learn until after the challenge that llamas actually have like pretty long ears, which reflecting on Emperor's New Groove, I should have known that. But nobody got llama. That's the only one that I think every single person was like, I got nothing. And poor Kevin was acting out. I'm like, I can't think of a single other thing you could have done to act out llama.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
I even went on YouTube afterwards and I was like, okay, is there something maybe I could have done here that could have maybe
I
worked?
don't think so.
No, nothing. I could
I
have
don't think so.
could have ran that would have made things over complicated. So good on you guys for doing llama because Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And, my last question goes to Jaywan. Jaywan, can I ask you a question? Are you good? Like I know that like you're moving around and stuff. Like you can. All right, cool. That was my question. All right, so we got all the questions done after Tribal Council. Just so rapid fire. Jay knows this, but you three don't. I'm just gonna ask a question. You're just gonna raise your hand if this is applicable to you. Raise your hand if you think you know what's gonna happen tonight. You know who's going home. You feel confident in it just as much. Like I think I know who's leaving. Raise your hand if you think you're gonna be catching some votes, but not necessarily like, oh, I'm not gonna go home. Like maybe I'll catch a one, two stray votes here and there. Raise your hand if you think this is it. I'm done. I'm out. This has been a fun 2 weeks here at Spellbound Survivor, but that's it. That's all the story goes. And raise your hand if you think an advantage or something of that sort is going to come into play tonight. A lot of very unconvinced, not confident hands for all of them. So none of you know what's happening. None of you are going home, and none of you are catching votes, and nothing will get played today. All right, then we'll see what happens. So now is the time for you to lock in your votes. For those who have already sent in your pre-votes, if you don't lock anything in, that's what we're going to be going with. Bump it up if that is the case. Swap it if you want to. This tribal will be uploaded to the VL, so shout outs are encouraged. I will turn off my camera and be back with the vote count.
I've been gabbing a lot in my prod chat. Let me go bump it up.
Shout out to all the llamas. No, shout out to my prawn guests, Jen and Mike. Love you guys, even though you need to talk more in there.
Shout out to the VL who has to deal with me sending gifts because I'm like, I don't know. I just like to talk and they have to listen. I have a captive audience. Whether or not they actually read them, that's your prerogative.
I need to do more VLDRs.
It's mostly just me whining. Like the actual things I don't say in the VLDR. I just
Yeah,
like
no.
chat to nobody in particular. Like Prod can't say anything. My Prod guests can't say anything. So it's just me pontificating and taking notes.
Yeah, I don't know how people write like full on like dissertations on like VLDRs and shit like that's so fucking risky. I like absolutely not.
Shout out to Addison Ray. I think that's who J1's going to see.
Oh,
Oh really? Oh shit. Nice.
I think.
I was like, is she watching? Like,
Yeah.
Shout out to Kesha. Hope she's watching.
I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is.
I believe in it. Shout out to the Mariners. I really hope they win tonight.
mm.
Is it tonight or
I
tomorrow?
don't have
Just
an
kidding.
opinion on that, so
Tomorrow? Shout out to me for being a terrible Mariners fan and not actually knowing for sure what day the game is.
I think it's tonight.
I think it's tonight, and if they win tonight, they play tomorrow.
I'm not a sports guy. I don't know.
Yes, they are currently playing.
Oh, what's the score?
2-1 Blue Jays, top three, one out.
Okay, come on. We can turn it around. That's fine. I can live with that. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't believe in baseball after what happened to the Phillies this year. So
Yeah, fake sport, not real. Throw it out.
I'm just hoping my friend Christina loses in fantasy this week so I can get back to my first place spot. That'd be great.
Speaking of fantasy, I have the votes.
Oh, fuck.
But before I read off those votes, if anybody has an idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now is the time to do so. Those of you for the first time attending Tribal Council, I'll be doing a countdown like this. I won't be talking in the middle of this. This might be inconsistent. This is not a formal timer. But the second that I stop counting on both of my hands, the window to play an advantage has been closed. Once I read the votes, the person just has a few moments to gather his, her, or their belongings and get the fuck off my island. I said the thing. First vote. Bryant. Aston. That's one vote Bryant, one vote Aston. Aston. That's two votes Aston, one vote Bryant. Fourth person, vote off of Spellbound Survivor Dungeon Crawler. Aston. Aston, wherever you are, that's three. Tonight, that's enough. I know you weren't able to attend. We'll be sending them this tribal council. They so choose to watch it. Thank you so much for playing, Aston. It's been an honor to host you again. I haven't hosted you in a very long time. Not since Hypnotic, way over yonder. Don't remember the year because I don't like concept of time is abhorrent. But unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. We adore you here at Spellbound Survivor. But now is your time to leave. Now to the four of you, congratulations on surviving the dark round. Good news. As of right now, 9:17 p.m. Eastern time. There's no other twist overarching, so this should be a regular round unless someone else chooses it not to be. Best of luck to you guys. We will be announcing to the tribes who just got voted off. Try not to lose again. I love y'all of your faces, but try not to. I'm rooting. I'm rooting for y'all. Take that as a compliment. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
I
cool.
believe it.
We love you too.